Welcome back, YouTube. It is Old Chevy 4x4 and Clyde coming to you on a beautiful, warm Friday evening, October the 21st, 2022. Listen to them crickets, guys. Listen to them. So, guys, today we got something for you. Clyde and I got something pretty exciting for you. This is going to be a multi-part video series, but this one's going to be taking a look at our next project, what we're fixing to start working on pretty quick. We have a 1926 Hart Parr 1630 Model F. This tractor was bought new by Julie's great-grandfather. I'll probably do a video just on the history of the tractor because, you know, I've had it since it was brand new and it's done a lot of stuff. We've got to do a little work to it. As you can see, for being 96 years old, it is in very good shape. They had scraped and disassembled and repainted it and done some work on it decades ago, and it's been pretty well in storage, save for running a couple times a year, just to get it out of the barn. But it is here in Tennessee, thanks to my cousin Jason, who selflessly loaded this thing up. It was a little precarious loading from what I was told, and hauled it 900 and change miles from Centerville, New York, all the way down here to Parsons, Tennessee, and it got here in great shape. So I'm going to tell you real quick what we're going to be doing to this tractor, guys, because like I said, I'm going to try to make this a multi-part series instead of doing one long video. I'll give you the option of watching a few videos. First and foremost, we got a stuck tappet, I believe. Not that you can see, but there's a tappet up over there for this valve. Try not to make anybody too sick. That needs to be unstuck for this dude right here, this push rod right here. So it's either the valve, the tappet, or the push rod. I kind of feel like it's going to be the tappet because my father-in-law did mention when he pulled this inspection cover off a couple months before we were due to come pick it up, some mice had got in there and made a mess in there. So in theory, they got up in there and maybe just corroded that up. So I've been spraying it every day with some PB Blaster. And for those of you that might ask, how on earth would a mouse get into a crankcase of an engine? Well, this is not a sealed crankcase, as you can see by the drips below it, from the spray I've been spraying in. These tractors are actually pretty neat the way they recirculate their own oil. It's a kind of a dry crankcase. Basically, you got a mechanical oiler up here, and it forces oil onto the mains, onto the wrist pins, and excess oil is taken from the crankcase, excuse me, and channeled out to the final drives. So that's pretty cool. It's a, technically speaking, a 100% waste system because when it's all full, it does leak. But pretty cool for in the day. I'm not going to go through the gory details about this tractor because I'm going to save that for the longer video. I'm trying to keep this one pretty short and just give you guys a little teaser, I guess, if you will, of what's going to be coming up over the next several weeks and or months. I'd love to say that I'd have this thing done in a couple of weeks, but it's 96 years old, and who knows what kind of unforeseen treasures we're going to find as we're working on it, right? So like I said, first and foremost, got to work on that tappet or the valve, whichever it is. We'll figure that out by pulling the valve cover off. I've got to clean the fuel tank. I'm going to use reverse electrolysis, I think. I'll check that video out. It'll be pretty cool. And you got to do a little work down around this side. I'll show you the operator station while we're back here. That's your operator station. Got your throttle straight ahead of you. Got your advance and retard for your timing there. Main clutch, shifter. And down here's the brake. Original toolbox. And a lock, a combination lock that's old as the hills, man. I don't know how old that lock is. But at any rate, we got a loose steering box to contend with. So I'm not sure if there's a broken mounting tab on that or what we got to deal with, but we'll dig into that. And then down and around here, and I don't have my light with me, but I think you can see pretty well. This is the shunt for the kerosene feed on the carburetor. Basically, this is preheating to help that kerosene burn efficiently when the tractor is not running at high load. So if it's idling or if it's cooler weather and it's not doing a lot of work, it's not going to run nearly as efficient because it's not going to be generating as much heat. So this is going to preheat, basically. And as you can see, it's not attached. So it looks like there might have been a previous repair attempt made. It almost looks like some JB Weld or something going on. As I recall the story, my father-in-law said that these had broke up before and he had them brazed in. Maybe. We'll see. We'll get a little farther into detail on that in its own video. Again, I don't want to have a 2-hour long video all on the same stuff, but yeah, pretty cool, guys. I'm really looking forward to getting into this. Getting it off the trailer was an endeavor all on its own. Getting it on these roller skates was an endeavor all its own. I bought these brand new dollies for this thing, 240 bucks for 10,000 pound dollies. Which, first of all, I can't move it on them. I was like, yeah, I'll be able to roll it around the shop. No, sir. No, sir, I need to use my tractor. And the bad part about that is now it's got casters on all 4 corners, so you can't even really control where it goes. That's a whole other story altogether. Bought the new dollies, got the front end on them, went to jack the back end up, trying to use a floor jack and some other stupidity. And what I do, I dropped it, jack kicked out, it fell, it smashed the caster wheels. Well, let me just show you, guys. Let me just show you. What do you think? Seems legit. Well, as it turns out, not so legit after all. Wheel bearing, nut washer, ball bearings, blood, more blood, more blood, more blood over there by the cabinet, and a broken dolly. So thankfully I did not crack the wheel or my floor for that matter, or do any other kind of damage, hurt myself any worse than I did. Back to the tractor, guys, back to the task at hand here, right? Looking forward to this one, guys. Really looking forward to it. I hope y'all are too. As always, thank y'all very much for watching the videos. Check out the channel, leaving the comments, and all that good stuff. Do me a favor, please stay safe and stop back, because this will be fun. Thank y'all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.